That overtime win in Chicago, can you guys just talk about kind of the energy and how you can build on that in this important 3-game homestand this week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wasn't, I don't think we played our best. We know that in here, but kind of like we've been doing the last little while, finding ways, and obviously it's still feels kind of like a dream, kind of what happened. It was pretty surreal, and I got a first-hand look at it, so it was pretty cool.
Defensively, what has been clicking for you guys the last couple games? You've been holding opponents to smaller goal amounts early in the season.
Yeah, I think it's just tightening up everywhere. Late in the season, there's not going to be those kind of blowout games, and you wouldn't want that. You got to tighten it up all over the ice. Our forwards are doing a great job coming back and helping us, and we're doing a good job of getting it up to them and playing in the O-zone a little more. So I think that's what we got to do going forward.
We talked to Benny a few times last week. He just talked about the intensity of these games starting to pick up. Do you guys feel that as well? How do you kind of assess that and navigate that as it gets deeper in the season?
Yeah, I mean, you feel that for sure. It's kind of coming down to crunch time here, last little stretch of the season, and I think we put ourselves in a good spot. It's exciting. It's exciting coming to the rink. You can kind of feel the energy within the team, and then outside the team too in the city, you can kind of feel it coming on strong.
Is that effect sort of compounded with a couple teams coming into town this week or right around you in the standings?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's something that you take note of for sure. We know where every team is in the standings, and yeah, it's going to be a good test for us. I think they're going to bring the best out of us, and these are the types of games that we want to be in later in the season. So yeah, it's just another one of those.
I'm not sure if you got to ask this for, but facing Ovi tonight, a guy like that, I mean, you guys know what's coming. The puck's not going to try to get to. Why is he so effective, or how is he so effective, even with, pretty much everybody knowing what's going to happen?
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's still Ovi. He's still lethal from anywhere. That was my favorite player growing up. Watching him, I've watched pretty much all his highlights 10 or 20 times. So. He's my favorite player. I don't know. You just gotta watch him, know where he is. He can score from anywhere. He's shown it his whole career. So, yeah, you gotta respect guys like that, but at the same time, try and not let the puck in his hands.
Well, what made him that? I mean, just that. I remember that goal in Arizona that one time.
Yeah, no, I think he's got that. He's got that aura around him. Obviously, it attracts guys that kind of want to be like him growing up. That's kind of where I get my motivation on my celebrations and stuff. He has that passion and energy, and he still has it. You can see how excited he is when he scores big goals, and yeah, it's just something to look forward to. It's another top test against a real good player. So yeah, I mean, you just gotta stay dialed in on him.
Sunday was your 11th third period comeback and leads the league right now. I'm just wondering the mentality when you guys are down a goal in the third, or just what's led to that as far as your team's success in those situations.
I can't put one thing on it. I think, really we've come up clutch. We've won in different ways. Different guys scoring big goals. I think when we get down, we've been consistent in how hard we've played, and we've been focused on results and the work that you put in to get those results. So we just keep doing it for a full 60, and we put the puck in the net at big moments, and it's different guys. I can't really put one thing on it, but it's been special this year, that's for sure.
What's your sense of the team's expectation to win now rather than the hope to win?
We expect to win. We expect to, going into every night, we feel we have the locker room to go out there and win and be competitive with any team in the league. So it's really been something that's been built from last year when Newsy came, and it's been a process, but we're a confident team right now, and we feel really good about all four lines, all three goalies, all of our defensemen. So whoever's in and playing, it's a next man up. Everyone's pulling the same direction.
A couple of days removed from the magical ending on Sunday. What's your thoughts reflecting back?
Yeah, that was special. That was one of the coolest nights of my career, and obviously. Chelly coached me my first year here, and I got to got to know him a little bit there and still keep in touch with him. Very happy for him and his family and all of his friends. It was quite the scene, as Charlie normally does. And then, we were there to play for Kaner, and we knew that was going to be a special night. And boy, did he deliver in a great way. It was, I was just thinking the whole time, I'm glad we got that guy on our team.
Dylan, at this.
Celebrities in the hallway there?
What's that?
Did you meet any celebrities in the hallway?
Thanks,
there?
Lucas.
Yeah, there's a lot of people bouncing around, a lot of cameras. It felt like an all-star game, or as I would imagine if you made it to the finals, a lot of cameras. It was pretty special, and I think us playing the night before, and we lost our focus a little bit, but Rhymes was huge for us, and we pulled it out, and that's what matters right now is 2 points, and we move on.
Dylan, this year is a little different from the past few years at this point in the season, pushing for a playoff spot and different situation as you approach the deadline, which is just less than 2 weeks away now. Can you describe the differences that you're feeling in the locker room at this point than you have seen in the past couple of years?
I said it all year. I just think the closeness with our group and how the guys have come together. So, I think obviously this year there's more energy around the city and with the fans, and it's carried into our room, and we feel that, and we're excited. We're excited to be playing tonight and have a busy March where a lot of meaningful hockey games, and we put ourselves in a great spot, but we still have to keep winning, and we know that, and we want to do that.
Dylan, you mentioned expecting to win every night, no matter who you guys play. How much has that expectation changed or risen this season compared to seasons past?
A lot. It has, and I talked about it. Newsy came in last year and talked about that, and he did say last year at times we were going to be in a position that this time next year, which is right now, and we're going to need to win this hockey game, and that's exactly where we are. And I give credit to him and his staff, but also the group of guys, a lot of new players coming in and buying in right away and playing for each other. I'd like to feel we have 23, 25 guys that pull in the same direction and want to be here and want to play for each other.
Dylan, Max Pacioretty comes into town tonight 1 point shy of tying Red Berenson's record for NHL points by
Wow.
an alum. Is he someone, I think he's before your time, but have you gotten to know him at all? And do you
I have not, no. But that's pretty special, and I hope he doesn't get a point, but I think I'm sure Red would be very proud to have Max do that, and I'm sure I know he's always watching his guys, and that'd be pretty special. So that'll be pretty cool.
Nights like Sunday and even Thursday, what does that do for maybe some of the younger guys in here who haven't experienced? I mean, you've been in the playoffs, but some of the older guys have too. Just that scene. So.
Yeah, I think two very different, two big wins, two pretty magical nights, but two very different nights. And against Colorado, that was a playoff game. Great energy in our building, a good taste of what a playoff game would be like here, and kind of sticking with it like we have, and getting a goal in the power play, and then finishing out in overtime. And then Sunday night was just magical on a whole different level. So for myself, growing up watching Kaner, I was thinking about it after the game, how many times I watched Chicago play, because they were always on NBC. They were always on, rightfully so. But I liked Marian Hossa when he was a Red Wing, and I liked him when he was a Blackhawk, and to see that he was there, and just guys like that. Wayne Gretzky came in our locker room before the game, just to be around that, and to have the storybook ending with Kaner scoring and overtime was just a special night, and guys like Lucas Raymond and Joe Veleno, like that. I was very fortunate to get to be around Pavel and Henrik, and they never quite delivered a night like that, but it's kind of the same thing, you know.
Because they never left.
Yeah, exactly.
Sidney Crawford never showed up for Soderbergh.
No comment.
So who's
We've
got
faced
better
Ovi
hands?
lots of times, but I mean, just what do you like about his game? What do you respect about his game and stuff like that?
Well, obviously the goal scoring and what he can do on the power play. I think how physical he plays, you know, and you know, we haven't. He's started scoring more this season, and I think that's just, he's always dangerous. So you always have to watch him, and one of those guys that you don't notice much, and then he scores two as quick as he can. So
Now that it's been a couple of days, or I guess 24 hours at least since that game on Sunday, have your views changed on it? Have you watched back anything that you...
No, it hasn't changed. Unbelievable experience. Honored to be part of it. Exceeded expectations. Obviously, the way the game ended, but you know, Jay Verity described it as a rock concert with a hockey game involved, and it was grandiose, bigger than life. So pretty cool experience. You know, it's an honor just to be in this league, and you rarely get moments like that. When Patty got his ovation, I was asked, was that the loudest you've ever heard in an arena? And I mean, maybe we had a Game 7 Eastern Conference win, and people were just coming off COVID, and then the year we won the Stanley Cup, it was first full arenas after COVID. Top 3, like that was right up there. It was pretty neat, pretty cool experience.
Did you put together a video package of Cindy Crawford to show?
Boogs, that was actually very funny. So, Boogs can really pick him out for sure, no doubt.
Same lineup tonight?
Same lineup tonight. Obviously, we'll go back with Alex Lyon in that.
Hey, Derek, you got 2 teams coming in here this week that are chasing you in the standings. I wonder how different is that feeling, and then how does it kind of, what do you have to guard against tonight?
Well, I think it's a different challenge. One, we're going to start running some of these 4-point games, if you will. And not only are they 4-point games, they are teams chasing us, and their desperation is just different. It's one thing to be playing games against teams you're bound with. It's another thing to play a team that's fighting for their season. And I think we had a little push here because of our urgency. Kind of went through that roof as we're fighting to stay in this battle and be around that line. So you're going to get even more tonight from a really good team. They've been playing extremely well, extremely simple. It's a good team, especially watching them back.
I mean, you've faced Ovi lots of times. I don't know, what makes him so special?
Just he always gets his looks. It's uncanny how he just, his knack to be around it and where, and obviously when he gets it off, it's special. Can score from distance. You know, today's day and age of goaltender, that's just so hard to do. You know, really special player, and again, he's going to get his looks. You have to minimize it. You know, I go back, we played McKinnon. He had 11 shots on net. You know, we probably got a little fortunate. He only hit the back of the net once, but some of those type of players, they're going to get theirs. You got to limit, and you can't give them anything easy.
In what ways have you maybe noticed a shift, Newsy, from a hope to win to now an expectation to win, given where your team is?
Just some confidence in the group, how they handle certain situations, a bad period, a bad shift, a bad call. I just think there's a quiet confidence about the group. And I really think they do a good job of focusing on themselves and the task at hand. That's probably the major shift, a little bit maturity in this group.
A lot of credit is due Alex Lyon, obviously, but the way Reimer has played recently, how much has he solidified that entire position for you?
Excellent confidence. Like, I mean, you look at everything that's turned us into being this successful in this little run we're on. I mean, the number one thing you could probably point to is our consistency in net. It seems like they're feeding off each other a little bit. Hopefully that can continue.
On the goal front, you guys could probably be a case study people would look at in the future where you had 3 for most of last season, you had 3, and obviously injuries have been a factor as well. But when you kind of look at that now, and obviously I'm from Tampa where it was clearly a 1 and,
Yep.
and a 2, How do you kind of look at as this evolves in the future? And I know there's roster limitations.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think we were just extremely fortunate. We were one of the few teams not up against the cap in today's cap era. So I think that was a positive. Very few teams are going to have the luxury of it. But for us, it was a little bit of a luxury, but it was a learning, I think, from where we were last year. We were on the waiver wire. Not only pick up a goal on the waiver wire, Magnus, he played almost 20 games for us. Not a recipe for success there. So, and then I think good in our management group sticking to their guns. It's not ideal carrying 3. There's some moments in carrying 3. And right now we're sitting where we are because we carried the 3.
With kind of the practice part of it, obviously right now, as you mentioned, when you don't finish when you've got 3, has it been something where you could feel like that can be an advantage or a disadvantage when you've got?
You need a lot of practices, I think, to have 3. But we haven't had 3 because of injury too, really. But there was those stretches where we had 3. And if you don't have practice time, it's tough to manage. Those guys need their reps, they need their looks. They're not getting them in games, so you probably need more practice time if you're going to carry 3.
On Sunday in Chicago, you had Patrick wearing the letter. Is that part of the normal rotation? Is he joining the
No. That was just an honor to him and who he is and what he is. That was an easy decision. He obviously sounds like he was very appreciative of it, but yeah, no, that was just for him, his moment, what he's brought to the league and what he's brought to us in a short time.
Sunday was your 11th third period comeback, and it leads the league right now. And you don't want to play from behind, I understand, but you're finding success in those situations. What do you attribute it to?
Sticking with it. I think that's probably a little bit of maturity in our game in that we're down and we don't need to chase it. Sometimes you're down and you cheat or you lean and you give up easy offense. Now the game gets away from you. So I just think our ability just to hang in there on games, trust where we're at, trust what we're doing, and we're confident we can find that goal, and we've done that.
It's got to give you a little bit of confidence going forward, knowing you have done it so often.
Yep. Even early on, you start doing those things. You come in, you're like, hey, this is something we'll tap into. We talk about it. Credit to the guys. But again, I don't know if it's a recipe for success. Obviously, we'd like to play from the lead more of the times than not.
When did you sense that confidence start to build in this group?
Probably that West Coast run, and it's just really tough to judge our team. You guys see us every day. We had not only we not have very many players. Again, we had our top 2 centers out, our 2 goalies out, and we played like 11 games in 18 days, and we didn't handle it well. So I'm sure the guys were feeling sorry for themselves a little bit. There's probably a little lack of confidence in there, but I just think we got healthy, and probably that run, just a little more consistency in our game brought confidence to the group. Thanks, guys.